And welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live. This is, it's getting hot in here. I had to take a little break myself. We're here with Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen. We're supposed to have Mutula Kilonzo, Makueni Senator, in the House. He didn't show up, but we're still talking politics. You know, the show must go on. And Senator, let me ask you this. You're in Jubilee.
Yes.
But then you hold what you called UDA parliamentary group meetings in Karen. Explain to someone like me who doesn't understand any of this. What does that mean?
It just means that we are in the sunset years of our days in Jubilee. And we are moving to a new dispensation. Jeff, we are having that situation, and I really agree and sympathize with your position and many Kenyans. But it is not because of our making. It's because we have to do what we have to do. We formed Jubilee, and I can tell you this, I was part and parcel of the committee that was working on putting together the many parties. And we conglomerated many parties. Norway Kesa and Kiraitu Murungi worked together as our co-chairs, brought together all the parties. We removed those parties and formed Jubilee. And then the president promised that we are going to build a party that will be strong even in 50 years. Then, you know, at some point we were borrowing ideas from Communist Party and all other parties that have survived a longer period. We even used to question, how can we borrow ideas from Communist Party? But we said, how did Communist Party survive a long period of time? That is those are some of the ideas and the economic credentials of a Communist Party and so forth. We borrow others from US parties like the Democrats, Federal, Democratic Party and the Republican Party in the US, among others. And we asked ourselves, how can we build a long party? Unfortunately, Jeff, just after 2018, and all these problems have come after 2017, you know very well that we've never held a PG party. The last PG meeting was when the president was seeking re-election before October, and then the first and the last. We never also held NEC meetings. We never, nothing. The only thing that the only functioning party in the organ in the party was the one that is dealing with expulsions, that deals with disciplinary. And you know, the vice chairman of the party resigned at a certain point in time, said, I have resigned, called the press, and then woke up after a year or almost 2 years and said, okay, I'm still vice chair and my work is to remove people. Then recently said, my job was just to chase people from Jubilee. So unfortunately, a great dream, which was meant to provide a good platform for pursuing a national political agenda. And I can tell you for sure, the Jubilee government would not have been as strong as it is if we didn't have a strong political movement. From 2013, when we agreed that we are not going to be operating as URP and TNA, up to the time, and the president had full authority over all the members of parliament from all the political parties, to 2016 when we merged, to up to now 2017. After that, all efforts were put in place to chase our party. Now we are politicians. Our business of organizing government and organizing politics and defending the public is through an institution. Now that we were all chased from Jubilee, we had no choice but to move. We were lucky. We're lucky because we spent a lot of time to think about this. We said there is this party called PDR that is already in coalition and government with Jubilee, which has a deputy majority leader in the Senate, and the rest, you know, in various committees. So we asked ourselves, the best thing to do at the moment is to take a leave from the Jubilee and join this other party that is already within this administration and arrangement of this administration, so that we have room to organize ourselves for future.
Does that mean you're still all part of Jubilee then?
Unfortunately, once we did that, they said, okay, PDR, which is now UDA, is not also part of Jubilee. We don't want it. The arrangement has been cancelled and go away. So, which we don't mind, because ours is now to look into the future and plan the future. And UDA gives us the platform, including the deputy president and the rest of us, to prepare for the future of this country.
Sure, but when the deputy president says, I am the deputy party leader, I am not a member of UDA, what does that mean? Well,
but in text, he is the deputy party leader. But in practice, what we call de facto, he is not the deputy party leader, because if he was the deputy party leader, he would be holding meetings in Jubilee. People would not have been chased for associating with him. People would not have been locked out and expelled for being part and parcel of this arrangement, in this party called Jubilee. So he is there de jure, which is by law, but de facto, unless you are new in Jerusalem, is been chased out from Jubilee. He's actually lucky that he's deputy president by protection of the constitution. Otherwise, you know what all these people would have done to him, who are now saying he should resign.
What would resigning mean to you, to UDA? What would it mean?
Resigning in terms of?
Yes. Walk away from Jubilee.
And resign.
Yes. So and continue with UDA.
There is nothing we are going to do there now that we can't do now. Nothing. By being in Jubilee at the moment, I can resign today and go to Elgeyo Marakwet. I'll be elected. I'll be re-elected and come back. Because those people understand the situation that Jubilee has put me, they would still re-elect me to finish my term. But there is nothing I achieve by resigning today and go to Elgeyo Marakwet that I don't do now when I'm still this senator elected in Jubilee.
So you still have the comforts of being under the Jubilee
Absolutely.
umbrella?
I have comfort of being under the Jubilee, but I have also a comfort of defending the interests of the people of Kenya and for my own people, and performing and functioning in the Senate without being expelled. Because, you know what, it's very interesting. Those of us who are called Tanga, which was an insult by itself.
Why is that an insult?
I mean, you can't tell your deputy president and a tanga. But for us, we took it positively. So for those of us who have been called tanga, we moved from a Jubilee party to a sister party of Jubilee. But our friends who remained the Kieleweke, moved from the same Jubilee to ODM. So the president now is organizing and campaigning for his project, who is a party leader of ODM. Now, if the president himself, the party leader, is now campaigning for an ODM presidential candidate, which is his project now, he has gone to pick Wiper. He's put them there. That's why Kalonzo is being sent left, right, and center to utter insults that are unknown to Kalonzo. He tried Mudavadi. I see Mudavadi has tried to remain steady. Of course, KANU, you can't even count KANU because your fingers in one hand cannot count members of parliament of KANU. So if you talk about the president moving to ODM and us moving to UDA, who has committed greater offense? The president himself is actively campaigning. In fact, it is through President Uhuru Kenyatta that we learned the other day that he told us in his interview that Raila Odinga is running for president, and he has announced he's running for president, and he will still run for president. So I wonder, these meetings that happen in Mombasa all the time, arranging these people, I suspect, by the way, Jeff, and I hope I'll be proven wrong, I suspect Kalonzo has accepted to be running mate of Raila Odinga. And he's going to...
Again?
Yes, he's going to DCI today as a pointer to that direction.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
The handshake.
Yeah.
This is what really messed up the relationship.
No.
Come on, let's face
okay.
it.
Yeah. I don't think the handshake by itself as a concept was a bad thing. And I don't think it was how it was presented initially, that it was bringing people together so that we can discuss things that affect our country through a 90-point agenda. I don't think it was a bad thing. The unfortunate thing is that the sweeteners that were in the handshake, these things of, we want to fight corruption, we want to assist the youth, we want to give more constituencies and give people bursaries and give more money to counties. Those sweeteners were basically a facade, which was meant to hide the poison. The real poison in that handshake was to change the constitution to create an imperial president, to undermine the authority of parliament and the judiciary, and as part of the real deal within all this convolution is to fight William Ruto not become president. And now the motive why these people were fearing the deputy president become president, it will be known in fullness of time.
By the way,
Jeff, I found it funny today when Kalonzo went to DCI, he went and, first of all, he invited himself to DCI. Okay, they arrange with DCI guy. He comes there, pretends that he doesn't know what he's going to do. Okay, but he's walking with already written statement, to attack the deputy president. So he walks there, and then comes Kalonzo Musyoka is the only Kenyan. For those who have died and those who are alive, the only Kenyan who has been given certificate of clearance from a criminal investigation by DCI. Ordinarily, the legal process is this. If you are accused, and the DCI is investigating you for corruption, or for crimes, whatever crimes it is, that file is sent to DPP. It's DPP now who will say this file has been closed. I've received recommendation from DCI that so-and-so was being investigated and no prosecution will ensue. Now, Kalonzo knows very well that land matters are investigated by National Land Commission, and matters of corruption of the nature that is committed would have been better be dealt with EACC. He knows that the DCI has no power to write a letter to clear him. But because his main agenda was not just the clearance, was to attack the deputy president, he works there, gets a fake clearance certificate, something unknown to law, and then goes to his office to read a statement which says, I am not corrupt. It is William Ruto who is corrupt. It is not a defense to go and attack another person if you have been accused of a corruption. I would have been sympathetic a little bit to Kalonzo.
But let me tell you this.
If he came out of there and said, I am not corrupt, and these are the reasons why I'm not corrupt.
But like I told you earlier, there's no such thing as political enemies, and Kalonzo could end up being Deputy President William Ruto's running mate.
He can even end up being a Deputy President's running mate or working partner and so forth for the best interest of the country. And that's why, for me, by the way, for me, there is only one interesting statement Kalonzo put in his press statement that made me to think. He said that he will establish a commission to investigate state capture. Jeff, does Kalonzo know what is state capture? Does he know about the Guptas of South Africa?
Tell me something.
Does he know that?
Okay.
Do you trust? I want just to ask you a question. Do you trust Kalonzo to investigate?
It's not up to me. It's up to Kenyans.
No, I'm saying, do you trust Kalonzo to investigate his current sponsors?
By the way, if he becomes Raila's deputy, who becomes Ruto's running mate?
Whoever becomes Ruto's running mate will be decided by the party. Okay, when the time comes.
But you just said Kalonzo will be Raila's running mate. Now you just tell me.
No, because they have an existing arrangement. Ruto has never run for president before. So this will be a first opportunity for William Ruto and UDA to fill their deputy president. And when the time comes, they'll have to make that decision.
All right, Senator.
Yes, sir.
We'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Jeff.
It's been great. And thank you for coming. You've always wanted to be there on your own. You've had your chance. And when you talk to your...
But it was inadvertently.
When you talk to your friend, tell him. But the bench is open. Deputy President.
The Deputy President.
Tell him,
I suspect he's also your friend. Because the last time you invited him, how did you get him? So, if I get a chance...
He has never been on this bench.
What I'll do tomorrow morning, you see this clip, the one we are saying he should come.
Yes.
Just cut for me and send to me. I'll forward to him and tell him you are being sought publicly by JKL.
I'm Nagani, my friend.
Yeah, I'll tell him, and I'll tell him, you never know, Jeff might vote for you. Are you, by the way, Jeff, are you from Kiambaa constituency?
I am.
Then your MP is UDA. My friend, he should come. I'll tell him you must go to Kawanjiko's constituency.
Thanks, Senator.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, sir. Keep tweeting, folks. My God, the story is still unfolding. We're 12 months away from the general election. The story continues to unfold. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLive. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night. Good luck.
Thank you.
God bless you all. And don't